If that woman is ignoring you, here's what you do. Stop being a fool. You're probably wasting time, energy, and what's left of your emotional tank on someone who doesn't give a damn about you. Harsh. Better to hear this than keep acting like a desperate clown. Rejection makes your brain chase its own tail, making you even more obsessed. The more she ignores you, the more you cling like gum on a shoe. Now that you've realized how pathetic this situation is, let's get real about what you should be doing. What I'm about to share will turn your world upside down. It'll change how you deal with this, how you feel, and maybe, just maybe, the miserable outcomes in your love life. Let's cut the nonsense and get straight to it. Let's cut the... Number 1, understand the type of ignoring. Before anything, stop the whining. If you want to stop being ignored in such a pitiful way, the first step is to understand exactly what type of ignoring you're dealing with. There are 2 distinct kinds, and each requires a completely different approach. First, there's the classic scenario. You barely know this woman. You exchanged a few messages, maybe chatted for a couple of days on a dating app you should probably delete already. Let's be honest here, you have no real connection. So if she ignores you, what did you expect? You're irrelevant. Don't take it personally. To her, you're just a minor detail lost in the chaos of her daily life. But if we're talking about someone you've already connected with, that's a different story. You've had deeper conversations, hung out, maybe even kissed, and now, out of nowhere, she starts ignoring you. Bro, that's a huge red flag. Something went wrong, and you better figure out what it is before you humiliate yourself further. Maybe you messed up, showed desperation, insecurity, or worse, became predictable and boring. Either way, this kind of ignoring is the slap in the face you need to wake up and fix it before the situation spirals completely out of control. Number 2, stop chasing. For the love of everything, stop chasing! There's nothing more pathetic than a guy running around like a lost puppy after someone who's ignoring him. Every time you send a message, every time you try to keep the conversation going, you're broadcasting one thing: desperation. Pure neediness. And nothing kills attraction faster than that. The more you chase, the more she runs. Because you're practically wearing a sign that says, "Please, notice me. My self-worth depends on you." Humiliating, right? And worse, you're putting yourself in a position of total submission. Here's the critical point. When you chase someone who's ignoring you, all you're doing is reinforcing their trashy behavior. It's like you're rewarding their indifference. She ignores you and you show up more. It's like giving a treat to a dog every time it pees on the wrong carpet. She'll keep ignoring you because she's learned that doing so makes you squirm for her attention. If you think chasing her will solve it, guess what? You're only making it worse. And this isn't just about pride or masculine dignity. It's about self-respect. If someone has already made it clear they don't care about you, the last thing you should be doing is groveling after them. So let me say this loud and clear. Stop immediately. Don't chase after someone who's already shown you that you're irrelevant. Get out of this desperate spiral because the only thing you'll gain is more rejection and self-sabotage. Number 3, take her off the pedestal. You've placed this woman on such a high pedestal, it's almost comical. Like she's the last person on earth. Dude, cut that out right now! Nobody, I repeat, nobody deserves to be treated like a goddess, especially someone who couldn't care less about you. This cheap idolization makes you look desperate, and all it does is get you stepped on even more. When you act like she's the only thing that matters, guess what happens? You turn into a satellite orbiting her, with no life, no direction, no relevance. And of course, she senses that power and, surprise, surprise, loses interest. Who wants someone who erases themselves like that? Women want guys who have self-respect, who have lives, who have their own priorities and ambitions. When you make her the center of your universe, you're basically saying your life is a boring desert. And what does that create? A natural attraction repellent. If you want to truly turn things around, take that spotlight you gave her and put it back on yourself. Be the center of your own universe again. Have better things to do than obsess over someone who doesn't value you. When she realizes you don't need her approval to be happy, 2 things happen. You regain your self-esteem, and she realizes she's lost the control she thought she had over you. If you're sick and tired of being the idiot she walks all over, accepting scraps and getting kicked to the curb whenever she feels like it, then wake up. It's time to stop swallowing disrespect and flip the script on this dirty game. Go to the description and grab the digital book I've left for you. After reading it, you'll learn how to be a real challenge, how to never bow your head again, and how to put any woman in her place without mercy. Enough of being trampled and discarded like trash. If you want respect, start acting like a man who commands it. Number 4, the line moves. Here's a hard truth. The line moves. If you don't grasp this now, you'll keep spinning in this cycle of being ignored, thinking it's somehow okay. The rule is brutally simple. If she's not giving you attention, you move on. End of story. A man who respects himself and knows his worth doesn't waste time chasing after someone who doesn't give a damn. Respect is the bare minimum, and if she can't even respond within 24 hours, she needs to be demoted on your priority list immediately. No exceptions, no excuses. And don't give me that tired old, but she might be busy. Don't be naive. The truth is plain as day. If someone really wants to be with you, they make time, even if it's for a quick message. Busy? We're all busy. What she's saying by ignoring you is that you're simply not a priority. So, wake up and realize the time you're wasting chasing her is the same time you could be spending on someone who actually cares. Now adopt this mentality. If she's not giving you attention, someone else will. The line not only moves, it races forward. And you know what's interesting? When you finally let that line move, when you stop caring and start moving on, something magical happens. She starts noticing that you're not that same guy, always available, waiting for her scraps of attention. And guess what that triggers? A sweet sense of urgency. She starts asking herself, wait, why isn't he chasing me anymore? Why isn't he available? Suddenly, the power she thought she had over you starts slipping away, and that messes with her head. But here's the twist. Who cares? If she didn't value you from the start, do you really want to give her a second chance? If the only reason she's coming back is because you stopped being her puppet, that already tells you the kind of person she is. And the real question is, do you even want someone like that in your life? The line shouldn't just move forward. It should leave behind whatever doesn't help you grow. So take this seriously. Don't wait, don't cling, and above all, value yourself. The line moves, and you should always be heading towards what values you, not what makes you beg for attention. Number 5, keep the mystery, or stop being an open book. Let's be real. Predictability kills attraction. If you're always that guy who's available, spilling every insignificant detail about your life, you become predictable and worse, unbearably boring. And you know what happens when she feels like she's read you cover to cover? She loses interest. Women don't want an open instruction manual in front of them. They want mystery, something to discover, a box of surprises, and you need to be that box. Keeping the mystery doesn't mean becoming some stone-cold monk or an insufferable, closed-off guy. It simply means you stop being an open book that's already been read. Why do you feel the need to share everything, every little emotion, every random thought that crosses your mind? The truth is, you're killing any chance of curiosity. And curiosity, my friend, is the fuel of attraction. Leave some space. Make her wonder, what is he up to? Who's he with? What's he thinking? That kind of uncertainty will eat away at her, making her want to get closer to find out more. And another thing, stop responding immediately. Every time you reply at lightning speed, you're basically shouting, I'm just sitting here waiting for you, the center of my universe. That's a clear sign of weakness. And guess what? She notices. She notices and loses even more interest. So be unpredictable. Respond when it's convenient for you, when it makes sense on your time, not hers. Stop being available all the time as if your life is on pause waiting for her to throw you a bone. Want to be interesting? Stop being obvious. Want her to chase after you? Stop being predictable. The mystery is what keeps her wanting to uncover more about you, and that's what keeps the attraction game alive. Number 6. Value yourself or stay a doormat. Now comes the epic and painful part, the one you need to hear but probably aren't ready to face. Value yourself or stay a luxury doormat. The harsh truth is, if you've made it this far, it's because you've likely put yourself in a pathetic position, letting a woman treat you like recycled trash. And whose fault is that? Yours. Because you allowed it. You handed her the control, let her play with your attention while you sat there, waiting for emotional scraps. Pathetic, isn't it? Here's the brutal truth. No one will respect you until you respect yourself first. If you don't value your time, your energy, the emotions you put on the table, then why on earth do you think anyone else will? It's not her disrespecting you. It's you disrespecting yourself by letting this twisted game happen. The more you allow yourself to be a doormat, a consolation prize, the more she'll step all over you. The more she'll rub in your face that you're worth nothing. Need a reality check? Here it is. If you don't stop now, you're going to spend your life crawling after women who will never see you as a priority. You'll always be the backup plan, the spare tire, the guy they call when there's nothing better to do. And all because you didn't have the guts to say enough and start truly valuing yourself. So look at your life right now and ask yourself, is this what you want? To keep begging for attention, hoping to be seen as something more than a disposable pastime? If the answer is yes, then congratulations, you've chosen to be a permanent loser. But if by some miracle, you've decided it's time to change, then here's your final lesson. Never again let anyone make you feel less than you are. Starting today, you don't chase, you don't bow down, you don't beg for attention. Whoever wants to be in your presence has to earn it. If not, they can get out of your way because you've got better things to do than be a doormat for someone who doesn't value you. And if that hurt, good. That's the punch you needed to wake up. Now that everything's been said, there's nothing left but for you to make a decision. Keep being the court jester, dancing to her tune, or finally stand up and take control of your life. There's no middle ground here, man. Either you value yourself, or you'll be forever the emotional doormat for someone who doesn't give a damn about what you feel. That's the raw, unfiltered truth. It's time to stop begging for attention, to stop chasing after someone who doesn't see you. It's time to look in the mirror and see the worth that you have, because if you don't do it now, you'll spend the rest of your life crawling after crumbs. And let me tell you, the world doesn't have mercy on the weak. You either choose to be strong and stand your ground, or you'll keep getting run over. So, my friend, either you get out of this victim mindset and start seeing yourself as someone who has value, or you can keep living in emotional mediocrity. The choice is yours, but remember one thing. If you don't value yourself, there's no place for you in this game. Now stand up, straighten your back, and go live like the man you were born to be. Because if you don't do it, no one else will. This was the slap you needed. Now it's on you.